Thinking about doing puff shrooms, but don't know about them enough? Well, I got good news for you in this guide. I will cover the basics, but also the advanced techniques that will help you out in getting some good puff runs. First of all, what are puffs, and how to get them? Well, it's quite simple. Puff shrooms will always spawn every 30 minutes. Let me give you an example. Let's say we have 3 p.m. Puff shrooms will spawn when time reached 3 p.m. and 15 minutes. But they will also spawn at 3 p.m. and 45 minutes. So in short, 15th and 45th minute of an hour. To easily remember that, Mondo Chick always despawns at the 15th minute of an hour. And then all you gotta remember is that 30 minutes later there will be a second bunch of puff shrooms. So where do they spawn? All around the map. At a time, only one puff shroom can spawn during those moments, but their spawn is random. Any field can contain it. So the best way to find them is to have good outlook at map, minimum 3 quality of graphics, put the main rule is to have the biggest render as you can, and then glide from mountaintop or pepper patch to find natural puff shrooms. Yes, they can spawn in 35B zone, it can be at any field. Okay, so let's say we found our puff shroom, what now? Well, it has a timer. And level. Level determines the amount required for the puff shroom to break, as well as the rarity they are likely to get. The higher the level, the better chance for a rare, epic, legendary, or mythic. Okay, but how to level these puff shrooms? Well, it's simple. They will spore out to different areas after you break them, and depending from which field they came from, they will de-level or get the level higher. Usually whenever a puff shroom is jumping between 2 fields, it will degrade, but if a puff shroom is jumping between 3 fields, it is very likely to level up. That is why, the 15B zone strat was created. It takes a blue, red, and white field. You can also add rose and strawberry to those fields as well, but they aren't required. The most basic setup are those 3 fields: pine tree, cactus, and pumpkin. The puff shrooms will jump around, and are more likely to level up on those fields, on which you can add boosts to make them even higher level. But of course, you need help with this tactic. There's also a different tactic, of chasing puff shrooms. It is better to use when you are alone, looking for the highest level puff, and the best rarity to break from across multiple fields. Now let's speak about degrading. Pretty much, over time, you will be getting less loot from puff shrooms if you do multiple in a single day. You could do puffs every day, and stop doing them after the degradation starts. You will see more treat tokens than usual whenever it happens. Let's not forget about puff shroom blessing. I will be honest, that is a very basic concept. Puff shrooms higher than common give puff shroom blessing stacking up to 100 times. Maximum blessing is 10% for each of those categories. Finally, loot. Call me lazy, but I will use screenshots from the wiki. The budget is quite low at the moment, alright. Realistically, you want the best loot in form of the rarest puff shroom, but it is RNG. Nonetheless, puff shrooms are one of the primary item gains in the game. They are annoying when you do them too much, but they give a lot of good loot, including turpentines, but I would rather to focus on such as bitter berries and neon berries, as well as waxes, because they are really important for endgame items. I am not even gonna include the endgame loop of trying to get good bequips, that is another can of worm for another day. A bit shorter guide, mostly because the budget is running thin recently, but as long as the guide was understood, you will now know just as much as I do about puff shrooms. Anyway, next video will be probably about smoothies, purple potions, neon berries and bitter berries. I decided to bulk those subjects together because it's pretty much the same thing. I explained everything else in my different guides, so I don't need to make separate videos when I can just say, for this thing you should watch my different video, and the problem is out of my mind. Whatever, get me 200 subs pretty please. Didu out.